Welcome to the Inside Blitz.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the SCB Steelers Inside Blitz, presented by DEK Roofing Inc of South Florida. And thanks so much to Variety Sports Network and, of course, Frank Walker Law for the studio. And a quick shout out to our buddy Aaron for throwing together that real quick little intro for the Inside Blitz. Much appreciated. It's largely out of my wheelhouse, so I'm not even going to bother trying to do that stuff. You know what I mean? So thanks to him. Just a few thoughts here on a February Wednesday night, and get you prepped for the regular show coming up tomorrow night at 10 p.m. And if you're new to our show, or if you haven't seen it, tomorrow night would be maybe a good night to see it. It's our annual Blitzies award program. And I guess the best way I can describe it, it's probably a little bit like The Office, if you remember that television program. They had an episode in the beginning of season 2, I think it was, called The Dundies, which was the awards at their place of work. And needless to say, some of them were a little off the wall. And that's exactly what the Blitzies are. It's, sure, it'll be, team MVP and some other wonderful things like that. But we like to have fun on this program, and we absolutely will. So check it out tomorrow night at 10 on our YouTube channel. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's a great time. We'll talk the latest Steelers stuff too, especially if anything should happen to break or anything like that. But there was just a couple of topics I wanted to touch on tonight or today, depending on when you watch. But first and foremost, just when you think that things are done, as far as this brouhaha that Joey Porter started on Cam Hayward's podcast and kind of talking about Ben Roethlisberger, bad teammate, all that stuff. Ben had his latest airing of his podcast yesterday, and I largely, I guess what you would say is he took the high road. And, I guess I look at it this way. What was going to be accomplished if he would have fired back at Porter? We would have just kept doing this. And I'm tired of it. I think most of you are tired of it. You're probably tired of the fact that I'm even talking about it. So it's not about, to me, whether or not Ben did the right thing or the wrong thing. It's that he tried to put an end to it. And then I saw earlier today that Zach Banner got involved and was telling James Harrison not to, talk shit about Mike Tomlin or something. And it's like, come on. I mean, just let it go. Let it go, guys. If you want a media career, then go through the right channels, get yourself a media career. Okay. Because that just seems to be largely what this is about. And the last thing I'll say about it is, why didn't Joey Porter bring this up when Marquise Pouncey and Ben Roethlisberger were being inducted into the Steelers Hall of Honor this fall? Why didn't he bring it up? Because all the photos sure seemed they were pretty chummy. They got along pretty well. Suddenly something changed over the last month or two, and then he decided to go after Big Ben, but had his opportunity to do it there, and apparently chose not to. So I'll leave it there and just let everyone else figure out the rest of that. But let's just hope that nonsense is all done, because I would much rather be talking football. Speaking of which, some people have suggested, when I say some people, it's the usual social media accounts, Steelers personalities, if you will, that, they start talking about things like, oh boy, I hear big changes ahead for the Steelers offense. And I hear, this player's not coming back. And look, let me be very, very clear and try to be the voice of reason here, if I may. You can look through all the years of Mike McCarthy running his team in Green Bay and in Dallas. You can look at all of the tape of Patrick Graham as a defensive coordinator, an assistant, whatever you want to do. You can do all that stuff, and you're still not going to know exactly what the Steelers' offensive and defensive philosophies are going to be in 2026. You'll have a good idea. Don't get me wrong. You'll see what some of the main goals are. But you have to consider both of these gentlemen are stepping into coaching positions where they're dealing with brand new personnel, brand new to them, for the most part. Okay, and you don't just try to fit a square peg into a round hole. You have to do a little bit of adjustment with each of those things. And so I would love to be able to sit here and say, yeah, you know what, Mike McCarthy's going to run the offense the same way he did in Green Bay and the same way he did with Dak and in Dallas. And but we don't even know who the quarterback's going to be yet. Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is it Mason Rudolph? Is it Will Howard? Is it me? I don't know. The bottom line is I just think it's going a little bit too far to start talking about, well, I think this is going to happen and that's going to happen. Yeah, sure. Things are going to be different. I can guarantee you that. How different? Not real sure yet. And I think we'll eventually figure that out once we get into training camp, maybe even before that. Maybe we'll see some things in OTAs in the spring. But I think you're not really going to have a good idea until we get into the preseason, to be quite honest with you. So I'm not going to waste my breath on that any more than that, at least for right now. I've seen some discussion about in relations to a couple of Miami Dolphins, one former, one current. Just to reiterate that the Dolphins mentioned that they were perhaps looking at moving Minkah Fitzpatrick, trading him. The NFL stipulates you cannot trade for a player you just traded for or traded away for, I believe it's 2 full seasons. So the Steelers are not in a position to be able to trade for him. If he's cut by the Dolphins, then absolutely they can sign him. Absolutely, not a problem. But they can't trade for him. The other guy who no longer is a Miami Dolphin is Tyreek Hill. Okay, amazing speed. Obviously, a guy that can take the top off, can do a number of things. Totally affects the way the defense is going to attack your offense. Granted, he will do those things. But let's also remember a couple of things here. He will be 32 years old this year. He had his leg go in about 6 different directions. Last we saw him on the football field, and I think it was week 5. He's still dealing with that. There may be another surgery coming. So you're likely not even going to have him for the start of the season. He's also got some legal issues, ramifications that are hounding him a little bit. Why would the Steelers want to sign him? Okay. And I mentioned this in an article at Steel City Blitz yesterday, day before, that this is indicative of what we see this time of year. As soon as a team releases, cuts, whatever you want to call it, a player, it is, I don't know if any fan base jumps on social media and immediately says, we need to get that guy faster than Steeler Nation does. We just do. It's in our DNA. It's in our blood. I don't even know what you want to call it, but we do that. And so, yeah, as soon as Tyreek Hill was cut loose by the Dolphins, oh boy, we got to sign him. Do you? I mean, there's going to be a lot of options out there, folks. There's going to be some really nice free agent options. There might be some more. I mean, one of the guys I love is Alec Pierce from the Colts. However, it looks like the Colts are going to make him the priority, and they could part ways and cut Michael Pittman if they can't find anybody to trade for him. Pittman's 28 years old. I think he'd be a wonderful addition to go opposite DK Metcalf. So you don't have to just jump right out there and go for these guys just because of the name recognition and everything else. And Tyreek can do a lot of really positive things for your offense, but at this point in his career, I'll pass. Okay. All right. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Quick 10-minute show here real quick, as I always intended them to be. They seem to get longer because I don't shut up. But anyway, don't forget tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. That's Thursday night, 10 o'clock p.m. on our YouTube station. We'll also air on our Twitter handle at SC Blitz as well. And maybe even on Facebook. I think I need to do that too. But in any case, great show tomorrow night. Great show. We have a ball doing this. It's our annual Blitzies, and we have some really unique awards to hand out. And hopefully you'll join us. Like, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff that you do when you get to a podcast here on YouTube, and you'll enjoy it. If anything, hopefully you just get a few laughs out of it, and like we do, have a beverage along with you. It makes it even that much better too. So, all right, this is SteelDad. I'm signing off, and again, thanks so much to DEK Roofing Incorporated, Variety Sports Network, and of course Frank Walker Law for the studio. Have a great night, everybody, and hey, go Steelers. We've had some drinks.